Welcome to the first episode of the new series, Behind the Music. The first ever female rapper, Sharon Green, aka MC Sha Rock, was born in New York, Bronx. She was part of the Funky 4+1 and took the stage name MC Sha Rock. In 1997, she became the first female rapper to ever hit the stage at the time. Quote, "The circle was always male-dominated." End quote. MC Sha Rock would continue to break through those barriers and become world known. MC Sha Rock would soon face troubles of being the first female rapper. Things would not go well for her, and she would be deemed unsuccessful in her career. But in 2025, MC Sha Rock has been given the awards and accolades she deserves. Queen Latifah, born in Newark, New Jersey, March 18, 1970. She began informally singing in high school, and she began rapping at the age of 15. Her first album was released in 1989, which inspired her first anthem, Ladies First, featuring Monie Love. Queen Latifah would become known for her activist hits. Not only that, but Queen Latifah would become the first female rapper to ever cross over into film and TV. She led the change for the female rap empowerment. Queen Latifah won a Grammy. She was also introduced into the Hollywood Walk of Fame. But there would be soon controversy. Interns, late 1990s. Foxy Brown. Foxy Brown was under fire for coming at Queen Latifah on a diss track called 10% Diss, leading Queen Latifah to fire back with a diss track called Who You Callin' Out Your Name, Part 1, which in turn led Foxy to release another track called Talk to Me. This track would become unsolicited for controversial things like Queen Latifah's sexuality, and at the time, Queen Latifah was being put under fire for being a lesbian. So, Queen Latifah put another diss track out called Who You Callin' Out My Name, Part 2. This would lead to a beef that the two had for a while, but later would be settled. This would showcase that there was love and forgiveness for the two in the rap space. Foxy later apologizing to Queen Latifah for calling her out of her name. This would become the first legendary rap beef among the female rappers. Queen Latifah's last album would be deemed unsuccessful by critics. Queen Latifah, in her last album released in 2008, wanted to go with a different sound, and she did, but did not receive successful numbers and was not heavily streamed. Born in 1974 in Bedford, New York, Lil' Kim started her humble beginnings guest rapping with a group by the name MAFIA, Mafia. She was introduced into the group by a man named Christopher Wallace, aka Biggie Smalls. Smalls developing her into the artist she would become. In 1996, Lil' Kim started her record label, Queen Bee Entertainment. She is one of the female rappers to have 3 platinum albums. The other women on the list include Missy Elliott and Nicki Minaj, respectively. Though Kim would soon come to terms with the hard truth. She was in love with Christopher Wallace, aka Biggie Smalls. It was later found out that her and Smalls were sleeping around behind his current wife's back, Faith Evans. On March 9, 1997, Kim would receive the horrible news Wallace was shot and killed. She would lose sight of everything that was important due to the fact that Kim still loved him. Quote, "You think everything gets easier with time, but it doesn't. End quote. After the death of her lover, it would take Kim 4 years to release her next album. Little Kim went to jail for committing perjury to a grand jury over a shootout she was indirectly involved with in 2001. The infamous feud with Nicki Minaj would enter a rap beef with a trending female rapper at the time, Nicki Minaj, claiming Minaj had bit her style, but Nicki says she took inspiration from Kim. The two would never settle the beef and still do not speak till this day. Kim, however, in 2025 is still thriving and still making music and still making waves in hip-hop. Born in 1978, Brooklyn, New York, Foxy Brown. Foxy Brown, shortly after singing for a talent show, would be invited to sing for the famous LL Cool J. She would make a guest appearance on a song called I Shot Ya. After this, Foxy would go on to guest feature on a number of other single hits records. At the age of 16, Foxy began recording for her own studio album, Il Nana. This album sold over 3 million copies. Foxy Brown would become the first female rapper to ever have a number 1 on the Billboard 200. Foxy was apparently deaf in 1 ear. 2004, Brown was involved in an altercation with 2 nail salon stylists over a $20 manicure, resulting in an arrest charge. In 2007, after violating her probation in the assault case, Brown was sentenced to 1 year in jail. Further legal troubles. Brown was also faced additional legal troubles when she was accused of bruising a woman's eye and chipping her tooth and being arrested in New Jersey for giving a false information to a police officer. Foxy would not see success or heavy mainstream. She would be deemed by all her controversy. Until this day, in 2025, Foxy is claimed she is saved and no longer has legal troubles, but has stopped making music. May 26, 1975, Newark, New Jersey, Lauryn Hill is born. Lauryn Hill started in a group called the Fugees. She would become known for her anthems and activist hits, like her other counterpart female, Queen Latifah. She had a lover and friend named Bob Marley. She was awarded a Grammy for the Best New Artist. August 25th, 1998. This album, called The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, solidified her as a major musical force and was widely considered a landmark in hip-hop. Also, quite known in R&B. Lauryn Hill has 6 children. She has most notably gained recognition from people like Nicki Minaj, respectively. In 2025, she has stopped making music and has pursued other things like TV and film. Though things wouldn't always be sweet for Lauryn Hill, Lauryn would face several legal actions. The most notable is tax evasion, Fugees' tour lawsuit, tour management, and Hill's response to all of this. Hill has denied all allegations in the lawsuits and has responded that the tour was planned regardless of the Fugees' involvement, and that Michael was overpaid on the 2023 tour, according to Variety. She also claims Michael was not repaid substantial loans she provided as an act of goodwill. Missy Elliott, July 1st, 1971. Naval Medical Center, Portsmouth, Virginia. Missy Elliott would face a lot of trauma in her younger life from her parents and from a close relative at a young age. Missy and a childhood friend, Timbaland, began producing music. She would release The Real World in 1999, and Miss E So Productive in 2001, and in 2002, her fourth album, Under Construction, which featured collaborations from artists like TLC, Beyonce, and Jay-Z, respectively. This album had broken sales for a female lead rapper, excluding 2.1 million copies. Missy Elliott has had 6 different record labels. She attended Manor High School. Missy Elliott is a Grammy winner. She has received an American Music Award, multiple BET Awards for Best Hip Hop Artist, and several MTV Video Awards for iconic music videos. Missy Elliott is the only female rapper to have had 6 certified platinum albums, with 2002 Under Construction achieving double platinum status. Missy Elliott would take a little bit of a break because of health issues, saying that it would be hard for her to step back on such a crazy career. Quote, "Before my albums came out, I practiced not being shy. I'll be in the bathroom doing an interview in the mirror just preparing myself." Quote, "I ain't no icon. It's people like Patti LaBelle, somebody that's not an icon. I'm just Missy. I'm just crazy. That's all." End quotes. In 2025, she is still succeeding in going on tour, and just recently went on stage at Coachella.
Born April 14, 1974, Chicago, Illinois, Da Brat. Da Brat got her big break in 1992 when she won a grand prize in a local rap contest by Yo MTV Raps. She signed to So So Def label. Da Brat's album, Fortified, was released in 1994 and entered the rap album chart at number 1. The album had also went platinum. This made Da Brat the first female rapper to sell 1 million units. Her solo song, Fortified, would enter 1 in the single charts and 6 on the Billboard Hot 100. She had a follow-up hit from the same album, Give It To You, which received 26 on the Hot Board 100. Between 1990 and 2000, she became a very heavy featured artist on a lot of songs. In 2001, Da Brat pled guilty to a misdemeanor reckless counts after she had beaten a woman with a gun during a dispute over a VIP sitting in Buckland, Georgia. In 2007, she was involved with an altercation that ended in Halloween Party Studio 70 nightclub. She was sentenced to 3 years in prison, 7 years of probation, and 200 hours of community service. In May 2002, she was released from prison after serving 21 months. Born in November 10, 1978, Philadelphia, Eve. Eve attended Martin Luther King High School, but she ended up switching her focus to hip-hop at 13. She signed with Dr. Dre at a young age after working as a stripper. This is a part of her life she does not speak about, now feeling ashamed for having done this. Before Eve went solo, she was a part of the group called Egypt under the name Gang. In 1998, Eve also became the first signed to the popular hip-hop label called the Rough Riders, respectively. In 1999, her debut album, Let Me Rough Riders, First Lady, went to number 1. This would solidify Eve to become the only third female hip-hop artist to have a debut album at number 1 after Lauryn Hill and Foxy Brown. At the time, she was 20 years old. Her net worth is currently between 8 and 15 million. In 2001, she dropped and went to sell 1.5 million copies of her second album, Scorpion. In 2002, she broke into acting in a Denzel